Hello, podcast fans. This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with a Falcon Paladin Hour. And with me, as always, is my friend from down under. His name is Wade. And how are things today, Mr. Wade?
Things are nice and sunny.
That's what I hear. That's what I hear is going on in the Southern Hemisphere right now. Nice and sunny, just as we're starting to cool off here in the Northern Hemisphere.
Today is nice and sunny.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it was 2 days ago. It was low 30 degrees, I think, which is like high 90s for you guys.
Yes, that sounds nice.
No, that was uncomfortable.
Low 90s is uncomfortable? I kind of like it.
I mean, that's hot.
Yeah, it is.
I like everything to be around, it's like 22 here, so I don't know, 80, 75.
Yeah, okay, 75 is ideal, obviously, but I mean, I don't know. I think part of me is cold-blooded. I think I have lizard's blood running through my veins because when there's heat, I am alive. And when there's cold, I just shut down. So
Well, that's fair enough then.
that is that. But it was fairly nice today. It was rainy over the weekend, just rainy and cold and gross. But today it cleared up. The sun came out in the afternoon. And my wife and I put together a trampoline for the children in the backyard.
Oh.
A nice round one, but doesn't have the safety net. This is very important. I mean, I understand that the concept of the safety net is safety. It's kind of right there in the name. But I grew up with a trampoline at the house that I grew up in. I was there with my 8 siblings. We jumped every single day. Nobody ever broke a limb. There were a couple sprained ankles, but nothing super serious or anything like that. And it didn't have a net. And so I just kind of see the net as, well, what if a kid gets their finger tangled in it and their finger gets ripped off? Or what if a toe gets caught in it and then suddenly something's really awkward and their ankle breaks? And these are the things that just go through my mind when I see those nets. So the fact that we're able to get one without a net was a major bonus. I'm very pleased.
I see that kind of stuff, but for the entire trampoline in general.
Yeah.
It's what if they jump up really high, but don't land on the net, like on the trampoline? They just die.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I hear stories a lot of people that do flips and break their necks, or people that step on another kid and break on a leg. And it apparently is super dangerous for everybody on the planet, except for my personal experience, which kind of throws it off. So I'm hoping my kids will be all right. We did have a trampoline for a couple of years there, but then a bunch of the springs broke and there was a giant hole in the middle and the pad was just terrible. So we threw that one out, and it took us a while to find a new one, but we did. And I have to tell you, man, my arm muscles and like my pecs are super sore from just tensing up and getting that core pull into those springs to hook them onto the mat. It is a workout. So just a heads up, if you ever want to install a trampoline for entertainment for yourself and your roommates, it is quite a workout.
Or if you just can't afford the gym membership this month.
Right, that's true. Find someone who's installing a trampoline, offer your services.
No. Just buy a trampoline, and then when you can't afford gym, you set it up, you pack it down. You set it up, you pack it down.
Oh my gosh, that's brilliant.
I know, eh?
That is a brilliant, super cheap workout. I mean, it depends. We got this trampoline for free because somebody was actually giving it away, which we think has something to do with the fact when we went to pick up the trampoline, there was a sign on the gate for that home that said, "No children allowed in the backyard unless there is a waiver signed by their legal guardian." And I said, oh, this is one of those
Someone
houses.
broke their leg there.
Yes, I think someone broke their leg there and then sued this family.
Oh, that's awful.
And they said, trampoline's out. We're just giving it away. This is not worth the trouble. And so we have it now. So I'm sure it's not cursed or anything.
Sure.
That's how that works. 100% not cursed.
Definitely not cursed.
Yes.
No.
No, not at all. So you've also recently made a fairly important and large purchase.
I wouldn't call it large or important, but it's just as deadly.
Okay.
I bought a crossbow that
A crossbow.
a crossbow that fits in the palm of your hand.
Oh my gosh. You're going to kill so many people with this crossbow.
It fires toothpicks.
You could kill people with a toothpick fired from a crossbow?
And it does have a laser pointer sight on it.
Oh, I didn't know that part. It has a laser pointer. Okay. I need video of this in action. I need you to have your roommate video you shooting like a balloon with your laser-sighted toothpick crossbow.
I can work on that.
All right, excellent. That's your homework for this week.
Oh, I don't have it yet. Like it's in shipping.
That's your homework in a month. How long is it in shipping
I
for?
don't know. I got it off a website called Mass Drop, which does like group deals, and it's like if 15 people will buy this, we'll knock $5 off the price. And so
Oh,
it sets up like people have a month to buy, right? And then
yeah.
after that, we work with the distributor or whatever, and they get shipped out like a month after that or something.
But what if not enough people sign up? Does it just get canceled?
Yeah.
Oh, so there's a chance this could get canceled?
No, when I joined it, there were enough people buying it already. Like
Okay,
there
good.
was like a minimum of 10, so it wasn't hard.
But they're still waiting.
Yeah, I think it's still available for purchase.
Okay. So soon.
Soon,
Soon
soon.
is the end date.
And
Okay,
I,
good.
because I have an account with the website, I accidentally had it shipped to my dad's address. Someone who
Oh,
has a penchant for firing things at other people,
he
like
does.
elastic bands and stuff. We don't own any guns, but
Uh-huh.
but
Tell me more about this shooting.
but he would thoroughly enjoy something like this.
So what he's going to do is he's going to take it.
Entirely possible.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm on board.
I mean, you could get one as well if you wanted. No,
Maybe.
you've got small kids. Let's not.
We've got small kids who already have an implement of death around the house, so we're just going to roll with it. We're going to roll with that for now. No toothpick eye shootings, because that's what would happen, right?
Right.
The
Yeah.
first time my boy shot the other boy with the crossbow toothpick, it would get him right in the eye.
Probably.
100%.
I mean, if you've got that
Guaranteed.
laser sight, it's like +10 to firing from the hip, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So
Don't
naturally.
even have to really aim it necessarily.
And it goes 49.2 feet at max.
Oh my goodness. How are the aerodynamics on that thing? It can't be great.
I wouldn't imagine so. But I mean, it's firing toothpicks.
Have a little fletching on it.
Well, no, it fires toothpicks that you put in your mouth. It's not like they made
Yeah.
toothpicks and made them look like tiny little crossbow bolts. Like it also says it can fire matchsticks and other small projectiles.
So I feel like you could build your own little arrows with heads on them and fletching on the back and increase the accuracy by about 80%.
I mean, that thought had crossed my mind.
Excellent. So I need a full report on how accurate you can get this thing from 45 feet.
Okay, estimated ship date is the 5th of October. So,
Oh man, that's far out.
I mean,
What is it? 10 days?
about that, yeah.
11 days? Fine. I guess in a month of podcast, we'll finally know.
So people have to tune in for at least another 4 episodes.
It is a pretty good tease. Got to admit. All right. So I have a lot of stories about my kids. We're going to move on to my kids' gambling addiction.
Yes.
You may think I'm kidding. Like, kids can't have gambling addictions. Oh, if only you knew. So in my city, there is a place called the Nickelcade, which is kind of like an arcade, but everything is a nickel or 2 nickels instead of a quarter. So it's a good place to go. So my kids love to go there. I mean, it started with my oldest. He's a huge fan. And now here's the thing. Half of it is just arcade games. You play Cruisin' USA, you play Turtles in Time. You play, I mean, it has like an old Gauntlet game in there too. They've got some of the newer like snowmobiling, like riding
Right.
type virtual games that are a lot of fun. Jurassic Park in there too. You shoot dinosaurs. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff. But the other half is gambling. The other half are those games where you put your money in, you press the button, the ball drops, and there's this spinning wheel, and wherever the ball drops and lands, you get a certain number of tickets, or it increases the bonus or whatever. There's those ones.
Are they playing roulette?
Basically, yeah. It's wherever the ball lands is a particular type of thing. And usually it's like one ticket, right? So you just spend a nickel or two on a ticket, cash value 0.0004 cents.
Right.
But my kids love them. There's other ones where you drop nickels in and then it has like a dump truck that is filled with nickels. And if you put your nickels in and you time it correctly, it kind of pushes nickels out of the dump truck, and the more nickels get pulled off or pushed off, the more tickets you get. There's just innumerable ways you can earn tickets by spending nickels. And then you can use the tickets to purchase cheap Chinese crap like a blow up Spider-Man for 3,000 tickets, or a really terrible quality yo-yo for 150 tickets, or a little Halloween spider ring for 5 tickets. It's kind of all over the place, and it's just the biggest ripoff of all time. And every time I'm like, dude, you just spent $10 worth of nickels to get 86 cents worth of prize. Why do we keep doing this? And they always come back and say, but Dad, it's fun. It's so fun. And I'm like, all right, it's the gambling aspect. It's they don't know what's going to happen. They're risking something. And when they win, it's a big dopamine hit. And they're so excited and they're just chasing that hit, because that's what happened. A couple times the kids have gotten the super huge payoff where it is legitimately 900 tickets and they just keep coming and coming and coming. The tickets keep spilling out of the machine. And it's just an exciting moment. And they want to do that again. And that's why they keep coming back. It is a gambling trap for 6-year-olds.
Yeah. We have very similar stuff here in Australia. For instance, the nearest arcade to me is Playtime in a shopping center not too far from where I work, and you can win tickets and you can exchange them for 10 tickets buys you an eraser or a bouncy ball or something.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
If you get 80,000 tickets, you can get a PlayStation 4.
Right.
Which
will take you 4.5 months and $673.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah. But the one time where I was actually okay with this is when I was in Melbourne 2 years ago at this point for the Penny Arcade Expo. And Twitch had an after party, on the Friday night. It was hey, come to the PAX after party. All you need is a badge to get in.
Nice.
And I had a 3-day badge. So, I went. Essentially, when you walked in, they gave you a little credit card thing where normally what you do is you give them $20. They give you a credit card with $20 worth of value and you just swipe it on, the Time Crisis machine and you play.
Yes.
They gave us everyone cards, and when you swiped it, it said 6 hours remaining. So you just had unlimited play on anything for 6 hours.
That's fun. That's a great idea.
It's a brilliant idea, especially when they still let the machine spit out tickets.
Excellent. Free tickets, essentially.
So I met some League of Legends pro gamers there who knew how to farm one of the machines for tickets.
Which one?
It's one where it's kind of like a big TV laying down, and you have to use a little cannon or something to shoot fish. I had never seen it before.
Okay. A fish TV shooting game. Got it.
I might still have photos somewhere that I'll try and find. But it's like an underwater pirate game or something. And it's very simple. You just have to shoot certain fish and it would give you 10,000 tickets.
Nice. So they had it timed.
Yeah. And they knew how to just do it perfectly. You turn around and people are still winning the random jackpots, and people are just going up with massive garbage bags full of tickets to the thing, being can you run this through a machine and, find out how much it is? Twitch had exclusive merch there and that you could exchange it for too. I think it was 15,000 tickets got you a hoodie, or you could buy the plastic crap if you wanted it.
So this is the story where Wade got a PlayStation 4.
This is the story of where Wade did not get anything.
Oh.
No.
Bummer.
No, but I made a friend there. I bumped into someone and we, started talking, and, we've been friends for a while. So, I still remember the night of free arcade game.
I mean, I think I'd rather have a hoodie, honestly.
Would you trade me for a hoodie?
Well, not you, but some of my friends. Yeah, probably. It's getting cold, man. A nice hoodie would be great.
Okay. It's hard to argue with that. Maybe we should sell some hoodies with the podcast logo on.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be good. If there's any interest, let me know. Tweet at us, Falcon Paladin and AT Somicron on Twitter. Let us know your thoughts. Honestly, how quiet you guys are is kind of freaking me out. No one's tweeted about this. No one's emailing about it. I assume that means we're just doing a bang up job here.
Either that or nobody's actually listening, and it's just bots that show up on the RSS feed.
Oh, it could be just bots.
It could be bots.
Oh, now I'm depressed.
I want to welcome our new bot overlords.
Now so speaking of depression and our bot overlords, let's talk about augmented reality.
Sure.
All right. So I saw this video on Reddit last week, and apparently it's, 9 or 10 months old. It's not new. by any stretch, but it's just it's a video, the interpretation of what augmented reality will be like by someone who's really good at, CGI and stuff like that. So we'll have a link to it in the show notes if you want to watch it for yourself. It's, what is it, 3 or 4 minutes long?
6.
6 minutes long. Not crazy long. Not a crazy time investment. But bottom line is, it's take every pop-up and every browser add-on your grandparents have ever downloaded on their computer, and now that's always in your field of vision wherever you are. So it's a first-person view. I think they start out on the street, right?
On the
start
bus.
out on the street. They start out on the bus.
Yeah, and they're playing a little game, and they get a phone call, and they keep trying to like swipe away the phone call, but it just keeps coming back while they play what looks like whack-a-mole cross Plants vs Zombies.
Yeah, it actually looked kind of fun.
No way.
So bottom line, it's just a complete bombardment of information. You've got phone calls coming in. You have basically the vision of this future, of this augmented reality, is that you generate loyalty points by buying certain products or riding the bus, or really everything you do. We can generate these loyalty points. Everything you do is tracked by these corporations, right? And so it keeps track of that stuff. And it's also, this person has a job as essentially a TaskRabbit. Which is that a thing you're familiar with?
I understand the concept by the name, but we don't have things like that here, I don't believe.
Yeah, so it's more in big cities, but the concept is that you basically put yourself up as someone. I'm willing to go get your laundry from the laundromat. I'm willing to pick up some food for you. I'm willing to come in and build a bookshelf that you're struggling with. I'm available to do anything that you need me to do. Here are my areas of expertise, and then you get paid based on those jobs. And so that's what this person was. They're basically a TaskRabbit. They're picking up something. They're getting they're doing food shopping for somebody who is paying them to do that job. And yeah, it's just a constant assault of sound and visuals and weird music and like casino jackpot sounds coming in through this person's experience, the first person experience. And then they're in the supermarket and the interface goes down.
They get hacked. There is some level throughout the video that's trying to tell you that the system that they have is not 100% secure. Foreign entities are affecting this person's systems.
Yes, saying that if this is where we're going, there's also a threat that comes along with it. So you have to be, just have to be wary of this. So he's in the supermarket, or she's in the supermarket, whoever this person is, and things are being lit up. Things that are on sale are highlighted as being available. You have a little navigation path that shows you where you need to go to pick up the items that are on your list. You can pick up a little virtual pet to come with you on your shopping cart while you're doing your shopping. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on, and then suddenly it goes down because of this hack or whatever's going on, and suddenly the person's standing in a supermarket. It's gray. It's boring. You can hear a child crying in the aisle next over. And reality is just this, why should you have to pay for good lighting in your store? Why do you have to pay for good signage in your store if everybody coming in just has this augmented reality that makes it look like whatever they want it to look like? So it introduced a lot of crazy concepts. It made me think a lot about where augmented reality could be going.
At the very start of the video, you kind of get the feeling that this person does not like their life. Partly on the fact that she's playing a game while ignoring a call from her motivational coach or inspirational coach. It's like, no, I don't want that. And then immediately when she takes the call and she's pondering, why did I study to be a teacher and I'm now fetching someone's groceries? Like that's where she was going. And you see her on Google asking, who am I? And it just displays a profile with 3 friends. And it's like, this is your entire life summed up by Google. That is awful to show someone. This is the sum total of your life.
It was like 3 friends, and here's how much loyalty you've accrued with this bus company.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that was all.
And then it gives her the option, like, she goes, can I reset my identity? And it's like, well, sure, you can, but you'll lose all your loyalty points. And she wants to start over, but she cares too much about the points.
Right. It's the gamification of life, which is another thing that it brings to the forefront here. I mean, it's It is crazy going nuts. I also watched another augmented reality video that was part of the same Reddit thread where it shows a dude in a very bland apartment. There's like a couch, there's a table, and it's just blank walls everywhere else, basically. And he's lying kind of prone on the ground with his arms out, and he's balancing, and you can't see anything. He's just doing this on his own living room floor. And then it turns out he's got these, they're basically contact lenses that give him an augmented reality, and he's skydiving, right? He's skydiving in his own living room as far as he can tell. Then he gets a call from someone, and he's able to take that through the augmented reality lenses. And to him, it's a beautiful apartment. There are plants everywhere. There's beautiful art. There's a nice large television that projects things when he wants to watch that. There's a wall just full of trophies and achievements that he's made. And it's like, yeah, like why would you have to spend a lot on decoration if you just have the ability to change your visual reality to whatever you want it to be? I mean, it just seems so dangerous, but at the same time, there's a lot of promise there too.
If anywhere in a video game I get the chance to personalize and decorate, I can spend hours doing that.
Right.
The ability to just have unlimited freedom there at a very low cost is very appealing to many people. So yeah, I can see something like this being good for some people, because there are people out there who will go out and spend half their paycheck on, a fancy coat or something instead of the food that they need, or gambling in arcades.
Yeah, and if you can get just a bare bones apartment with nothing really in it, and it's crappy cinder block walls, but it doesn't matter because that's not what you see. Yeah, there's a lot of potential to help people with lower incomes to have maybe a better standard of living, but it's fake. So does it count? Like, I don't know. These are questions I think we're going to have to come up to terms with sooner rather than later. So that's the thing about all of these estimates and all of these projections of what's going to happen is usually they're not 100% spot on, and we don't know truly what's going to happen until it happens. And then we can kind of try to adjust to the reality, but it's not something we can prepare for in advance by any stretch.
Very true.
So there's your depressing augmented reality story of the week.
I'm sad now.
Your life will be a never-ending stream of pop-up ads.
And getting traded for hoodies.
Depressing podcast. That's what we'll name this one.
Yeah.
Love it, depression. All right. Do we want to have our Rick and Morty discussion for the week?
Yeah, let's.
All right. Excellent. So this is where I try to figure out what episode you just watched. It's not the one I just watched. It's the one before that, Falcon. You got this thing.
You got this. What is it?
You got this. Why can't the order with which they come out are not working very well for me right now?
Just think back.
Thinking back. Is it Tales from the Citadel?
No, we did that one.
No, we did that one already.
We did that one already.
That's right. You liked that one.
I did like that one.
You did. So it's...
do you like the show? Because you can't remember what episode you watched a week ago.
No, I can't. I don't know what they are in order.
Do you go back and watch them all again, like every time? A new episode better start from season 1 again.
Sometimes, honestly. Morty's Mind Blowers. It's like a clip show of stuff you haven't seen before.
Yes.
I believe is what Rick said.
Yes, that is a direct quote, I believe.
Yes. And we're going to do this instead of interdimensional cable. It's another thing that's a direct quote.
Which I'm glad, because they did interdimensional cable twice already, and I didn't like it either time. So.
Right. So that's good. It was good for the Wades of the world.
Yes.
That it's not, yeah. Yeah, and honestly, I kind of feel like the first one was great. The second one wasn't as good. So the third one I was not looking forward to, honestly. So I was glad they didn't do it too. I was with you there. So this is Morty's Mind Blowers. Concept being there are times when Morty sees something or experiences something he wants to forget because it's making him insane, which is a fairly believable conceit, right? Yeah. I mean, if Morty's going all over the universe in different dimensions, he's, what, a 15, 14-year-old kid?
Something like that. He's
not equipped to experience and see most of the stuff that he sees. So if there is a way to remove those thoughts from his head at his request, sometimes, then I think that makes a lot of sense. That's something that would happen. So before we go too much further into discussion about this episode, it's time to play Can Falcon Correctly Guess Whether Wade liked this episode or not?
Drum roll.
Drum roll, please. I'm going to go with... No! Wade did not like this episode.
You are sadly mistaken.
Oh! Well, no, I'm happily mistaken, because it means you liked the episode, and I'm happy about that.
Okay, fine. It's a mixed bag.
It is. I'll take it. I'll take mixed bag. All right, great. So let's start off with you telling me why you liked this episode. What was it?
I don't know. I just liked the interaction between Rick and Morty in this episode. I thought it was really good. Like, the conceit is believable that Rick would wipe his mind, or that Morty would want his mind wiped in certain situations. Rick says this has happened before. See how they're not covered in dust? I was like, yeah, I could imagine this happening multiple times. And I just loved the idea of it, especially when it's Rick doesn't have a sorting system, but he does. And it's like, yeah, Rick fucks up sometimes.
Yeah, what does he say? He says, what? I don't have a color coding system. What am I, a European, like, stuffed animal or something? I don't know what it was. What was the line? You've seen this more recently.
I mean, I saw it like 4 days ago.
Oh, well, never mind then. Maybe it's in the quotes section on IMDb. Whoa, no. Oh, no, it's not. Anyway, the basic concept is he just denies the fact that he has a sorting system, but he does.
Yes.
Yeah. And then I love that you just kind of come to terms with this fact, and then it expands to being Rick is a giant piece of crap, because not only does he erase the things that Morty requests that he erase, but also the times that Morty beats him in checkers.
Yes.
And the times that Rick says take it for granted instead of taken for granted.
I don't know why I love that. I loved that. Was my favorite memory. It's like, yeah, we take it for granite.
Wait, did you just say granite? Taken for granted? Yeah, taken for granted. It's taken for granted with a D. And then Morty tries to rip on him. What are you, some kind of rock person? It's like the worst rip ever. But Rick's like, I cannot stand for this. And then the times that the family's been terrible to Morty. Oh, so sad. The one where the alien has Summer and Morty like tied up, and Beth's there, and he's like, "You must choose, Beth."
Summer.
And she's like, Summer, I choose Summer. She doesn't even... So, like, I don't know. At first blush, that seems real, real bad news. But somebody made the point that she knows there are essentially infinite Mortys. She knows that there are 100 million Mortys out there. She doesn't know how many Summers there are. And so if she needs to replace a Morty, it seems more feasible.
I mean, I think it's just as feasible to replace either of them.
I don't know. I kind of feel like there are more Mortys than Summers, but I guess...
I mean, there's definitely been more Mortys in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen infinite more Mortys than Summers for sure. We've seen, like, what, 2 Summers? 3, maybe?
3, maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
It does make me wonder, what world are they on? Like, what number of... we have to pack up and leave this world, like this universe, because of the squirrels. The squirrels. It's like, we might have a possible Doolittle on us. And
then the one squirrel's like, little boy, we'll give you wishes if you can hear us.
I'm half tempted to take an audio clip of that and set it as like my message tone on my phone, because it's just given with perfect delivery.
And Morty may be an idiot, but he is not that much of an idiot. Not even close. Oh, man. That little boy, he's staring at us. So what? He's a kid. He's staring at us like he can understand what we're saying. And Morty's like, oh, crap. And then you expect Rick to be like, dude, whatever. It's just squirrels. But he's like, oh, no. You really screwed it up. We have to change realities because
pack your stuff.
Squirrels,
let's go.
Because the squirrels are onto you.
It's like he can get blind drunk and set up a Saw-like arena while defeating a guy whose name is Destroyer of Worlds. But he can't deal with the squirrels.
Nope. The squirrels are bad news, man.
I mean, there are lots of them.
Yes. I was actually going to Google how many squirrels are in existence.
Millions, I would wager.
So there's more than 200 squirrel species in the world, which is crazy talk. Let's see if anybody actually has an answer for you. What is your estimate? How many squirrels there are in the world? Approximately 3 times the human population. 21 billion squirrels.
That's a lot of squirrel. I love that there's a website called Squirrel Census.
What? Hang on. What is it? Squirrel what? Centers?
Census. I'll send you a link.
Sensors. Oh, to like keep them out of your yard and
No,
stuff?
census.
Oh, census. Got it. Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Land of 1,000 squirrels. Science. Storytelling. What is happening? What is this? It's an urban science and storytelling project focusing on the Eastern Gray, his pals, and his mortal enemies. Oh my gosh, what is this? We have accepted congratulations. We have fist fought people. We've made hats and t-shirts and videos and music and posters. We have saved the planet, but we still have work to do. Wow.
I love that when you scroll down, there's a giant bubble that says, yes, this is real.
We used a formula popularized by Vagan Fligger, best known for recording the Great Squirrel Migration of 1968. This is amazing. Where's your information? View the report. View the report. Just need numbers, man. I don't need your recordings of what squirrels sound like. This is a pretty well put together website, though. It's not bad.
No, I can't find any just like, here's how many numbers.
No, like there's this poster of composite squirrel data, but you can't read it. It's not big enough. It's not at a high enough resolution to be read, so that's a bad sign. Data. Yeah, there we go. Data. How many are there, you jerks?
Another common question. How do you know that you're not counting the same squirrel?
Oh, that's an excellent question. What's their answer?
Before answering this question, it's interesting to note that the concern with which this question is often asked. This is a world where all kinds of atrocities are committed, and even in the context of counting squirrels, there are plenty of reasons to express unease. The census team wondered for instances if the same people were so worried about a squirrel being counted twice, with the same concern when they passed squirrel roadkill.
Oh my gosh. That's their answer?
I mean, it keeps going. It's right. Like, it's a war.
Trying to snowball you with too much information. So you forget the initial question.
Squirrels died, and it's important. How dare you ask if we count them twice?
And then you feel bad and walk away. That's the plan.
I mean,
All
it's
right,
gonna
whatever.
work. I'm not gonna read all this.
I'm going to go with 3 squirrels for every person on Earth. That seems fair.
That seems accurate.
It does. And considering there are places on Earth there are no squirrels, like deserts and like winter climates and stuff. So that means that the population density is even higher in the places where they do exist.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, honestly, if all the squirrels in my city decided to come take me out, I'm sure they could. Like, there's no way I could stop them, I don't think.
I mean, squirrels are pretty small. And you're in America, you guys have guns.
Yeah, but just it's sheer numbers is the problem. It's not like...
Would you be willing to bet you don't have more bullets than there are squirrels?
I definitely don't have more bullets than there are squirrels.
Well, not you personally, but I mean, think about it like this: all you have to do is put like gasoline on the road and light it, and then it's, you'll kill a bunch if they're all charging you like a swarm.
Dude, who says they're using roads? Why do we assume the squirrels are on the road?
I mean,
they're going to come in through the side yards
They
and
surrounded
the backyards.
Rick's garage, which was a front facing to a road.
It was. But I'm sure there were ones in the backyard, too. I'm sure there were ones on the roof of the garage. I'm sure they were everywhere, because squirrels don't have to use our man-made transportation method.
I'm not saying that they all came on the road, but that's a good way to focus your fire elsewhere if you just burn the ones on the road.
Yes, thin it out.
Yeah.
All right, but I still feel like they're just jumping from tree to tree, from like my neighbor, from their neighbor, from their neighbor.
Cut the trees down.
All right.
Burn the trees. They burn too.
Yeah, but that's a lot of fire. I don't think I have enough gasoline to do that.
That's a good point.
I mean, if I could prepare for it, like I had 3 days to get ready for the Great Squirrel Invasion, fine. I could probably pull it off, but if they just decided out of nowhere and I didn't see them coming, I'm toast. That's it.
That's
fair.
all
I'm saying.
That's fair. I mean, if I had 3 days to prepare for a squirrel invasion, I'd probably move to Helm's Deep.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of little tiny tiny passageways to get into Helm's Deep the squirrels would be familiar with.
No, you just need to block up that one drain, and then you're fine. Once the elves get there, it's fine.
That's true. The Riders of Rohan will be useful too. Just stampede those little guys.
Especially once Gandalf gets back, you know. I mean, he's a wizard.
Especially with the Gandalf. He'd probably be like, all right, we screwed mess with the squirrels. New reality.
Time to get out of here.
What? Yeah, time to go. So super good. So let's see. Oh yeah, and then I think my favorite part of the episode was how chill Summer was. She's like, Grandpa Rick, is this a scenario 3? Like, who are you? Oh no, it's scenario 4. She's dragging him up the stairs. Don't get paid enough for this.
Yeah. Yes.
I love that it happens consistently enough that one, she's bored with it. And she has the process down to a science, and that she's complaining how much she gets paid for it. That's how much this happens. I love it so much.
And then they wake up, and then they just berate her for letting them fall asleep while interdimensional cable was going on.
They do, but in fairness, the last instruction on the list that she reads from says, leave the room.
That's true.
And she doesn't leave the room, so it's her own fault.
That is true, yeah. It's all the woman's fault. That's your opinion?
I mean, it was unwarranted abuse, but she could have avoided it by following the directions. That's all I'm saying.
That is true. Yeah, that is true. You're all right. I concede this one to you.
Hooray! I like winning. It's nice.
Yep.
Oh, as long as we're having a depressing podcast. Actually, any other Rick and Morty thoughts you wanted to pull up here?
No, I think that's about it.
Okay, fair enough. It was a good one. I mean, there is the scene where Mr. Poopy Butthole is proposing to Morty, and Morty is thrilled by this experience.
We're just going to move right along.
Yeah. So I've also been watching BoJack Horseman on Netflix.
Okay.
Is that available in your country?
It is available.
Okay, good. And oh my, depressing on every possible level. Have you watched any of these episodes?
Nope.
All right. So bottom line, Will Arnett voices BoJack Horseman. He is your ostensible protagonist, except he's a terrible human being. He was a TV star for a sitcom where he raises 3 human children, adopts them, and raises them as his own. The show's been over for like a decade now, and he just has enough money to basically do drugs and be drunk all the time and be a terrible human being.
Is this Will Arnett or the horse?
And this is Will Arnett voicing the horse.
No. Okay, I couldn't tell if you were explaining the character or the actor.
The character.
Okay.
The character.
I've never heard of Will Arnett.
Yes. So anyway, it's very sad. But there is a character whose name is Todd. Todd is somebody who came to a house party at BoJack's a few years ago and just never left. He kind of sleeps on the couch and hangs out.
Fair enough.
And there's this running joke that kills me every single time, even though I know that it's coming, wherein BoJack says, hey, Todd, let's go to this party. Or, hey, Todd, let's go out to dinner. And then Todd goes, all right, wait, is this like the time you said we were going to go out for my birthday, and then instead you left me here and went to a strip club, and I texted you and said, hey, what's going on? And you said I'm having strippers for dinner. And I was very sad. And BoJack goes, no. And then Todd goes, well then, hooray! He's just always so excited that it's not going to be like this terrible thing that happened to him. Every single time BoJack tries to do something nice, it falls apart. But he is unflappable in his belief that this time it will be different, even if the odds are low. I don't know. I like characters like that. Reminds me of Gene from Bob's Burgers. He's very similar to that. So that's BoJack Horseman. It's funny and very sad at the same time.
Okay.
So that's my new media recommendation for the week.
All right.
I mean, it's not new. It's like on season 5. I'm just really slow on the uptake.
Yeah. 49 episodes so far, so yeah, season 5.
Yeah. Yes. So if you have time, check it out.
If I have time. I'm still trying to catch up on Game of Thrones.
How's that going, actually?
I just finished season 3.
Oh, man. Did you just Red Wedding?
Yeah.
Holy shamoly.
I know.
Did you know that it was coming?
I've seen up to here already. I think I've seen up to the end of season 5.
Oh, okay. Good.
But I couldn't remember anything that happened other than, like, you know, Ned Stark dies, Robb Stark dies.
Catelyn dies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was basically, I remembered a bunch of deaths, like Joffrey's. Spoiler.
Yeah.
But other than that, I couldn't remember much. So I'm like, yeah, I'll just watch it all again. Have you been keeping up with your end of the arrangement, though?
Where I'm supposed to check with my coworker about how far along he is in Game of Thrones?
Yes.
Nope.
Okay.
I have not, but I will make a note.
Is that just
I'll
like a
ask him
guy that
tomorrow.
you happen to work with but aren't really
Yeah.
friends with? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So you really don't want to go and talk to him, do you?
So that makes it harder. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Like I kind of feel like wandering over to his desk and being like, "Hey man, I haven't talked in a month. How's that Game of Thrones watching coming along?" And be like, "You jerk, are you trying to spoil more things?" That would be his first thought, I think.
Right, but then you can just say, no, I want to make sure we don't talk about anything that you haven't seen yet. I'm just thinking about your safety here.
Oh, that's a brilliant idea. I'll do that. That's a good idea. All right.
You're not going to do that, are you?
I am making no promises. None whatsoever.
Hold your oath fulfilled.
Excellent. Is it time for the NFL Minute, Wade?
No, okay, yeah, go for it. I'll need to get a timer ready, don't I?
Yeah, count me down.
All right. Stopwatch. And 3, 2, 1, go.
It is time for the NFL Minute with Falcon Paladin. This week in NFL history, the Patriots are looking really good. Remember when Tom Brady looked really bad in week 1, weeks 2 and 3? After weeks 2 and 3, we find him at the top of the quarterback ratings. Do not bury Tom Brady yet. The Cowboys' offensive line looks really good. Their defensive line looks really, really good. Could America's team be back? I'm going to have to wait and see. And in everybody's mind this month are the NFL protests. President Trump got into it, which just means that, half the country really hates the fact that he did, and half the country is, kind of excited about the fact. But this is my take. I will never talk about this again. Peaceful protest is a principle that the United States was built upon. You can peacefully protest whatever you want, and other people are free to believe that this peaceful protest is for a poor reason or they're doing it wrong. But as long as everybody is peaceful and respectful, then I'm okay with it. Done. There we go. That is the NFL Minute. Because by golly, I'm sure 2 people on the podcast appreciate the NFL Minute.
Do you know who really appreciates the NFL Minute?
You?
I mean, sort of. But
Your brother.
my brother.
Yes, I knew it.
The only 2 people who listen to the podcast, me and my brother. Yeah, we were on our way to see The Dark Tower. We were going to watch a movie last week. And he expressed much joy for the NFL Minute. So.
Wow. Does he actually care about the NFL?
No. But he just enjoys the minute of hearing someone talk about another sport.
Okay.
Yeah. Because he knows he can't talk to me about sports.
I can understand that. I can understand his concern and his frustration.
Yeah.
So good. If he ever wants additional NFL Minute musings, he can hit me up on Twitter. I can tweet some stuff at him.
He does not use Twitter.
I didn't think he did. I said that and I was like, he's probably not on Twitter.
It's the only reason he didn't participate in the win a free copy of StarCraft is because you had to supply a Twitter handle to receive the winning. And he didn't want to have to sign up for Twitter.
Wow, that's lazy. It takes like 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Wade's brother, everybody.
College graduate.
College graduate.
Well, I mean,
too lazy to get a Twitter handle.
We'd call it university here, but same diff.
Yeah, I get it. You could say university graduate. We'd understand.
I suppose.
You'd understand. Oh, I've been watching a lot of stuff recently. I also watched the original Kingsman movie. Is that what it is?
Yeah, Kingsman.
Kingsman,
Yeah,
right?
Kingsman, the Secret Service or something.
Yeah, the Secret Service. So the first one, not the new one. I haven't seen the new one. But I watched the first one because one of my coworkers had been bugging me to watch it for like a year and a half. And I've been like, whatever. But then I said, a new one's coming out. I might as well watch the first one.
Right.
To see what all the hype is about. And holy shamoly, that movie is a ride.
It's so good. I love it.
It is good. So I kind of wasn't sure what I was getting into, but then the first time someone got kicked and did like a full somersault flip in the air before landing, I said, "Ah, okay, that's what we're doing here."
Yes.
And I was fine with it. It's definitely over the top, not taking itself too seriously kind of
Mm.
stuff here. The action scenes were fantastic. Like that is the shining star of this film.
The clear takeaway is the action, yeah.
Yeah, like the first bar fight scene,
Mm.
amazing with the umbrella.
And at the church later
The
on.
church scene might be the best action scene of the last, like,
Ever.
yeah,
It's really good.
it's amazingly good.
Mm.
And my favorite part was the filmmakers said, how can we make it so our guy murders a bunch of dudes and we don't feel too bad about it? And they're like, Westboro Baptist Church.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
Nobody likes those guys. Everyone hates them. If 87 of them get brutally murdered by this dude with a pen, it's okay. We can roll with it. Also, we needed a group of people that would be packing their own guns, and that's a good, like, two birds, one stone kind of a thing there.
Yeah, everything just kind of came together for that one. Match made in heaven.
Uh-huh. So that was an inspired choice. I really enjoyed Samuel L. Jackson kind of playing a different character. Like, too often he's just Sam Jackson, just being himself. But for him to kind of try to be like this super tech genius with a lisp who has kind of some grandiose ideas about humanity, like I kind of bought it. I was okay with it.
Sam Jackson is one of those actors who's had, in my mind, like one or two really good roles, and that's just carried him in everything. I didn't hate him in this, but I wouldn't call it a standout performance.
No, like it's nothing I'm going to recommend to people. Hey, watch Sam Jackson in this movie, but it was good. What would you say his standout performances are in his career?
Pulp Fiction.
Yes, Pulp Fiction, 'cause that's one. Does he have another one?
I did like him in Jurassic Park.
Okay. Wait a second. Oh man, I totally forgot he was in there. It's been a long time.
It's a good
Okay.
movie. Go watch
Jurassic Park.
it. He's certainly better in that than he was in Star Wars. Or Snakes on a Plane.
Yes.
So, are you gonna go
Yes.
see
So-
the second Kingsman movie soon?
This maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, so here's my thing. I did not give a care about that main character.
No.
I get they were trying to be like, he came up hard on the streets and he hasn't had anything handed to him, and there's all these jerks that come from privilege and we have to root for the underdog. But I was like, nah.
I mean, he did have a
I
lot
don't
of stuff
care.
just given to him. He had his parkour skills, his driving ability, and his innate sense of justice. Those things just magically kind of came out of nowhere for me.
Super justice. Yeah. Well, I mean, they did say he took gymnastics, right?
Yeah, I mean, taking
So they did
gymnastics.
explain.
I took gymnastics when I was a kid. I cannot do the stuff he did at his age.
But he didn't do anything crazy until the training, right? When they were at his house and he came out and they were waiting for him and he did all those jumps down the concrete
Yeah.
platforms and stuff.
I mean,
That wasn't anything insane.
Okay, so you do it then.
Yeah. I mean, I think I could, honestly. It wasn't bad.
All right, you do that. I will give you $100.
Okay, done. I'll go to that filming location in England, I assume.
You just got to do something similar at a similar venue close to you. I'll even let you use your trampoline.
Sounds like a lot of work now.
I mean, for $100?
Yeah.
You're like, that's not enough.
I don't know. I don't know if I can find a similar venue anywhere near where I live. It's kind of this weird, like, concrete jungle thing, which doesn't really exist in my neck of the woods. I don't know. Anyway, the point is, he didn't do anything crazy parkour style until after he had been doing Kingsman training for a while.
No, I think he did. I think that was a little crazier than, oh, he did gymnastics, and sure, he was getting golds in it or competing at a state level. But gymnastics and parkour are not the same things. They're very close, very similar, a lot of, skill sets that mix, sure, but it's not the
Yeah.
same.
Balance and stuff.
I mean, I took gymnastics when I was in primary school because it was mandatory. And that taught me some balance and stuff like that. But when I was in high school, when I hit that age and the kids around the school found out what parkour was, we all took turns running up walls. And that was
Yeah.
fun, but gymnastics did not help me much.
Well, maybe he's more naturally gifted than you are.
He is. He
Hmm.
is, and that's my point. He just is. Like he just
Okay.
has this ability.
Yes, he had some abilities that maybe were questionable, but I didn't care about him. Like I didn't care if he lived or died was the problem. And for me to really love a movie, I need to have a connection to the protagonist that makes me feel like I care.
Right.
Like I didn't care about him, I didn't care about Merlin, I didn't care about the girl, I didn't care about Rock, I guess her name's Roxy. I didn't care about Colin Firth's character, like none of it. I don't know. There was just no emotional connection to anything. And I can't figure out if that's because it was like a British culture thing and I didn't relate to it, or I don't know. I don't know what it was.
I quite liked Colin Firth's character. I enjoyed him being this teacher that's trying to bring up someone who comes from a disadvantaged family into the Secret Service, where traditionally it's rich kids that get brought up. Like I liked that
Yeah,
little story, and it made me like the character.
right. And there was definitely like we're trying to break out of this mold of taking rich privileged kids and putting them in here.
Yeah,
So yeah, on like a macro level, I totally understood that, but just on a personal level, I just sort of, I don't know, didn't do anything for me.
well, that's fair enough. That's why we're different
Yeah,
people. Yeah.
it is. I did kind of like the parachute scene where they jump out of the plane and they're like, one of you doesn't have a parachute. And everyone's like, ah!
They all just flip out. Yeah.
They flip out. And then at the end, like, what's his face? Eggsy thinks it's him and he's all mad because he's like, what? You chose me because I'm different from the other guys. What's wrong with you? And then Merlin just flips his chute and he's like, dude, chill. You all had parachutes. That was good. There were some funny moments for sure.
That could have ended really badly, though. If they all flipped out and pulled their parachute, except for Eggsy, and then he realized he was the last one still falling, he might have just believed, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna die now.
Wouldn't you just pull it just in case
I mean, I would,
out
but
of desperation?
I would, yeah. But I mean,
Yeah.
that doesn't mean he will.
Yeah, there's a chance. Like, there's totally a chance he just gives up and just plants into the ground at 800 miles an hour.
Yeah.
The end. The movie's just like, ha ha! You thought this kid was going to be a scrappy success story, but no, he's dead. We're going to follow Roxy now.
That would have been an amazing twist in the middle of the movie. It's like, nope, Eggsy died, Roxanne. It's all her now.
Oh, man. I think I would have liked the movie a lot more, honestly, if that happened. The other thing that bothered me about the movie was so the final test is shoot the dog, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, Game of Thrones, that's what they do with the Unsullied. They give them a puppy, and then when they're ready to finish their training, they tell them to murder the puppy, to murder the dog. And I was like, so basically, you're treating your Kingsman trainees like slaves, is what this is.
No.
Yeah.
Same concept as the Unsullied, but they don't give the Unsullied a puppy.
Yeah,
When
they do.
No, they don't. They give when the Unsullied complete their training, they're sent back out to the town to go and find a baby and murder it. They don't give him a kid
Right.
at the start and be like, raise the kid, and then okay, now put your spear through his throat.
No, I swear, wasn't there like a?
Just watch this season.
Yeah, no, it is. I'm on the day a boy is cut. Once they get castrated, he's given a puppy to be taken care of. At the end of the first year, the boy is made to strangle the puppy. And you're right. The final test is they need to murder a baby. You're
Okay.
correct. They're both.
See, that I didn't know that. Is that from the book, or does that actually happen in the show?
I swear I remember it from the show,
Because I
but
have no
this is
memory of this.
technically from the books.
Have you read the books?
No, I'm on a Wikipedia that focuses on the books a little bit more.
Yeah, man, I'm trying to work out where you heard this from.
Yeah, no, I just picked it up where I originally heard it from. I mean, it could have been on a Reddit thread, and there are a combination of book readers and show watchers there.
That is true.
So I can't figure out if that made it onto the show or not. But if you recently watched it and they didn't say anything about the puppy thing, I mean, isn't it a story that Grey Worm tells later on, like in season 4 or season 5? He mentions he's talking to Missandei about it.
I mean, it could be. I mean, I remember the later seasons worse than I remember the ones I've just watched, obviously. So
Yeah.
could be true. But I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with this is a book thing that I've just picked up.
Yeah,
by just talking to other people.
I'm on the Wikipedia page and I just did a search for puppy and it says in the books they are also given a puppy.
Okay.
So it
Fair
is
enough.
in the books. Hey, we're both.
We're both right. Oh, it's nice that we're both right. So anyway, back to the original point at hand. The Kingsmen are like, be a gentleman. Think more about yourself. Protect the innocent. Like, trust your teammates. And then it's murder this puppy, this innocent puppy that has done nothing wrong, that's looking up at you with eyes that are like, are you going to kill me? I don't get it. Like, why is that the final test to become a Kingsman?
I mean, the gun had blanks.
It did, but the person doesn't know that. It is effectively murdering a dog.
No,
You want a person who's no, you want a person who will, without question, murder a dog. That's who you want as part of your organization. Really?
What you want is someone who can kill on command.
Yeah.
What you get is someone who will do that, but not someone who actually murders puppies.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't matter. It
does
is the
matter.
same. It's the same thing.
If
You think they fully believe they're murdering a dog right here, and they're willing to do it. This is somebody who will murder a dog. That's what you get. You get somebody who is willing to murder a puppy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Willing to and doing it are two different things, though.
They did it.
They didn't. They did not murder the puppy. The gun had blanks.
They 100% did it. They pulled that trigger fully expecting the dog would die.
Yeah,
It counts.
Merlin would just kill innocent teenage people because he put one of them in a backpack and didn't tell them that it had a shoot. You got someone who murders kids.
It's not the same thing.
How is it
It's
not?
not.
He
It's not.
when they're falling, they fully expect to believe that they have to become someone that might endanger one of them seriously.
Yeah.
That
It's okay.
we're getting trained to be people who might throw someone out of a plane without a parachute. That is worse than maybe I have to shoot a dog. Guess what? Dogs can be attack dogs, and if I had a gun and I was getting attacked by a dog, I wouldn't hesitate.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's entirely different. Defending yourself against an attack dog is different from being, this is a fully domesticated, trained dog that has done no harm to you and is no threat and murdering it. Look, this is somebody walking up to Wade with a button that says, if you press this button, I'll pay you with $10,000, but somebody on the other side of the world dies and you push the button.
Yeah.
And maybe no one dies and maybe someone does, but you effectively murdered somebody by pushing that button.
I mean, can you prove that the button killed them?
Nope. But if you choose to press the button, then you are somebody who is willing to kill somebody else for money.
Right. So what you're saying is this button I have on my keyboard could kill someone, and someone might die, and statistically someone will. By the time I push that button, I'm now a murderer?
No. Do you believe that pressing that button will kill somebody?
I mean, I trust you if you tell me that. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but I'm not telling you that. I'm saying a situation where somebody tells you this and you believe them and you press the button, you are a murderer at heart.
Right, but if you're doing it for the greater good, if the keyboard and the button is a bad analogy because you're doing it for personal gain. But if you'd put down a puppy for the chance to protect the kingdom,
Nope.
you couldn't do it?
No.
Well,
That's not as how no. How's that for the greater good? You're going to be part of an organization that ostensibly is going to protect the kingdom but also murders innocent animals.
Not animals, animal.
No, everybody that comes through this training murders a dog as far as you know.
No, only the ones that they hire. They only hire one person.
Every year. And not every year, but every time this comes up. Yeah. That's a lot of dogs killed in the name of the greater good.
Okay, but would you rather secret agents who can't stand on the side of blood? That might be a big issue to come up at the final step for a job interview. It's like, can you handle brains being on the floor?
It wasn't about that. It was about unquestionable obedience murdering an innocent creature that you love.
But what if that came up later? I mean, if it comes up now, that's much better, isn't it?
Yeah, if the Kingsmen are like, you have to kill your mom for the good of the kingdom, then maybe you should have to think about it a little bit.
Yeah, but if just...
Maybe you shouldn't unquestionably just shoot your mom in the head, right?
Right, I agree with that one.
Okay, so what's the difference?
Well, the puppy didn't raise me.
No, but you love it. It's about love. Is it really just about you owe your mom, so you're not going to kill her? It's not about love?
I mean, I'm a cat person.
Sure. So what if it was a cat? Would you feel any differently?
Yeah, if it was a cat, I'd feel differently.
Okay. So I was just trying to go with the innocent animal angle, and you're focused on dog.
Well, because it's specifically a dog.
I know, but that's not. It's the principle.
It's like, okay, let's light 50,000 squirrels on fire, but you wouldn't shoot a dog? Where's the line?
Well, domestication, right? So, all right. So they give Eggsy a kitten to raise, and it becomes a cat, and it's sitting there on the ground, and they say, shoot the cat in the head. That's your final test. You'd feel poorly about that.
This is fantasy. Nobody's gonna ask me to shoot a dog. I can very comfortably say, yes, I'd shoot the dog. And in the actual circumstance, I might do differently. I can't know that for sure, that I'd do exactly what I said I would.
Right. You can't know.
Right. And so, in the idea that everyone in this organization has to shoot a puppy, and I want to do it because I want to help people, like I said, Eggsy has this sense of justice. If I was Eggsy, I'd just shoot the dog.
But if it was a cat, you wouldn't.
I mean, I'd think about it for a minute.
But then you would choose to? I mean, you would guess you would choose to. You can't know for sure.
Yeah, I'd assume I would.
I just don't get it. I really don't. Like, you really want mindless drone agents who are willing to murder their own parents because you told them to with no other reasoning given. So we're going to do this little test and make sure they can pass that before we let them in the club.
Parents and puppies are two different things.
No.
And the gun has blanks. The dog doesn't die.
It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant that the gun has blanks. Eggsy believes the gun is loaded. The end. That's all that matters here.
No,
it's a philosophy question.
If the puppy lives, it does matter.
Nope. Because he always knows he pulled that trigger with the intent of murdering that dog. It changes everything.
Then when he gets to keep the dog and continue to love it, he's even happier that he can do his job effectively and have a puppy.
Nope, I don't think so.
You're not Secret Service material then.
I am absolutely not a Kingsman. That is true.
Neither am I. Neither am I. I don't like to run.
It's a lot of running, isn't it?
Yeah, it hurt my leg, you know. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, get a stitch in your side. All right, on that note, I think we're over time.
Just a little.
Just a tiny, tiny bit. Our heated discussion about murdering animals. That might get us some emails, actually.
If you'd like us to shoot your puppy, contact Falcon.
Don't contact me. Goodness, no. That is Wade's purview for sure. But all right, let's wrap this thing up. Again, a quick plug for our Patreon page, a link in the show notes. If you feel like supporting the podcast monetarily, we would absolutely appreciate that. You can also find us both on Twitter, as mentioned previously, Falcon Paladin and AT Somicron. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for listening, and you take care of yourself.
Once we thought that we'll stay young, and this world is never gold. But when I opened up my eyes, I said, grow old with me. Will you age here by my side and stay beautiful for life? I'll fade away in the darkness and leave me here. This world is a cold place without